Hey, what's going on, everybody? So, in this video, I'll be going over Bitcoin and Total 3. It's Sunday. We got the weekly close coming in about an hour, a little over an hour. So, we'll just jump right into it. And we had a pretty interesting week this week. Um, it started off pretty bullish sentiment as well. Ended the week and still with bearish sentiment now. We got the bears coming out again, calling for like 40 fucking K. Even though price is consolidating at above or at all-time highs. You just love to see it. um, it just doesn't make fucking sense, to be honest with you, but we'll jump right into the TA. Let's get into it. So I have the 22-hour pulled up here, and I mean, we've been in this range still for about 96 days, right? Almost 100 days, 3 months. Prices are still in it, okay? But what do we see on the price action? Okay, we'll just go straight to price action. We're holding above the 50% retracement of this overall range. Okay, that's bullish. We're in the bullish zone, right? This is the bullish zone, right? Above the 50%. The bearish zone would be below the 50%. We're holding above, so I lean more bullish. Okay, short term, Bitcoin can test this 50% around 66.4K again. Okay. Um, it could even break below. If you pull up a Fibonacci here, we can just take it from this high to the move low. We have heavy confluence at the 50% retracement with a golden pocket of support. So that's going to act as very strong support. Okay. It's going to bring in good buy pressure. But below, we have strong support as well. Okay. We still have a 50% of this move from 56K to around 72K almost, right? The 50% retracement of that is at 64.2K. That's going to act as strong support as well. Even if we break this 50% to the downside, the next support would be 64.2K and to the 0.382 at 62.4K. Below that, I'd get a little scared, right? It'll be a little iffy. Okay, so this zone here would I would like that to be held, but even if you break that zone, you still have to respect the overall range. Okay, we could still come back down and test 59K, 60K. You would have to expect it to hold until it doesn't, just like any support and resistance. But just for me personally, the way I like to take trades, so to say, I guess, I would like this to be held if we were to break under the 50%. I would like 64.3 and 62.4K to be held. Okay, because if you go to a higher time frame, what would it be? Swing low, high, a higher low, and potentially moving upwards. Okay, zoom out a little bit. Because if on the 22-hour time frame, you can be like, oh my gosh, you broke a fucking higher low at the 50%. Yeah, but you're still in the fucking range in a consolidation period. Go out on a higher time frame, and like I just showed, it's still a higher low. Okay, so that's the short-term bear scenario. Okay, is Bitcoin breaking this 50% retracement or testing it again as support, but really breaking as resistance and getting in this area of support, right? Maybe chopping around under here before continuing back up potentially, right? And there's another scenario where for the summertime, Bitcoin could really just range, right, between 73 and 59K. That's also a scenario. And volatility just builds up, and then heading into Q3, Q4, how it usually is, in bullish years, the last quarters of the year, really the last quarter, ends off pretty well. Seasonality, at least with equities, right? But it does correlate to crypto as well. So that could also happen. But for me, my bias is that we see a bullish summertime, right? We're getting into the beginning stages of summer. We've already seen a little run up on Bitcoin from the range low and a deviation of it as well. My bias is more upside. We see 80 to 100K this summer. But let's see. I could be wrong. Another thing too, I don't believe, nothing's definite, anything is possible. I don't believe we break 56K or 59K. I think the chances to buy there or lower is done. Like for this market cycle, like it's done. The bears are smoking dick opium. They can cope harder. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and I'm the jackass here, but I don't believe so. Okay, this is a pretty bullish structure here. When you deviate from a range like this, and you form higher highs, higher lows on shorter time frames like this, I mean, usually you tend to break out the opposite side. Okay, we also have an inverse head and shoulders type of formation here. So, in a consolidation period of 3 months, if you look back, previous consolidation periods, that lasted about 60 days. Wow, this consolidation period here lasted, well, like 200 days. That was like a good portion of the year last year. But now we're heating up in the bull market, right? We're in the possible late stages of a bull market or for this bull cycle in crypto, right? So consolidation periods are likely going to tend to be shorter with aggressive moves after. Okay. So overall, Bitcoin is still bullish, right? If we go to a higher time frame, there's really nothing bearish about consolidating at all-time high levels. There's nothing bearish about it. I think it's ludicrous people calling for 40Ks or to break under the lows at 56, 59. You got to respect this range until proven otherwise, for one. And for two, you're consolidating at all-time high levels um, while having an aggressive uptrend since 2022 with higher lows and higher highs. And no structure has been broken yet. So I'll stick to being a perma bull until proven otherwise. Right. Now, if we pull up Market Cipher, we can still see on the weekly chart, weekly stochastic is still pointed up. Momentum is pointed up slightly. VWAP is pointed down. But this is just a sign of just range and chop, right? Going to a 3-day time frame, or sorry, 2-day, you can really see the choppiness on Market Cipher with these consecutive red and green dots right after each other multiple times, right? It's just choppy price action. Price action is king. You got to be able to read the price action, right? One thing interesting though is the 2-week. The 2-week money flow is pointed up pretty nice. VWAP is coming up from the negative, and stochastic is starting to bottom potentially, and a green dot can potentially start to form if we can hold above really 69K. A green dot will start to form if we can get above 70K and start to hold on the 2-week time frame. And there's no bearish divergences yet on the 2-week as well. So this is an interesting look for me on the 2-week. Just looking at it like a front-running perspective, so to say, kind of like speculating on it, what it could look like, what it could happen, right? Because higher time frame, I mean, there's nothing too bearish here at all, right? Just zooming out, going to a monthly. You're having monthly bullish consolidation, again, at all-time high levels. You're getting closures on the monthly above all-time highs, closures previously. There's nothing bearish about that. Now, you did get a red dot on the monthly here on Market Cipher, but in my opinion, that doesn't really mean much, right? We can just print a green one right after. Okay. If you look at previous cycle tops didn't happen until Market Cipher got above 100. It printed a red dot at 80. Could it be a top? Sure, anything's possible. But in my opinion, I doubt it. You also got VWAP to reset to the negative. Whenever this goes positive, if it goes positive again and we break upwards out of this range, I'm expecting, a lot of people are expecting 100K plus for Bitcoin. Okay, that's likely. Until Bitcoin gets above 100 on Market Cipher B, momentum waves, I want to start calling any tops. So just ending it off with Bitcoin, we'll go back to the 22-hour. Overall, it's still bullish. Short term, yeah, there could be bearish price action, of course. We could test this 50% retracement of the range again and see if it holds a support. If it doesn't hold a support, expect 64.4K and 62.4K to be tested as support, this zone here. In my opinion, that would be a great buying opportunity. Not financial advice, of course. Some choppy price action potentially there before breaking up higher, right? But that is the short-term bearish scenario for Bitcoin. The ultra bearish scenario is if Bitcoin breaks 56K. Bitcoin breaks 56K, the bears are right? We'll be seeing a lot lower on Bitcoin. Okay. A substantial top would be probably made here if Bitcoin were to break 56K. But that's not what's happening right now. Right now it's holding bullishly. So keep it at that on Bitcoin. Still looking pretty good. Going on to total 3. Market cap. Total 3 is altcoins, excluding Bitcoin and ETH. So we'll go on a higher time frame. We'll go to just price action. And I haven't gone over it in a little bit just because it's really been the same stuff. Just been choppy. If you bring a Fibonacci here from this local high we had March 11th, and from where the run started, really like September, October, we've been holding the golden pocket of support and just ranging between 686 billion, just about, with closures, and 620 billion, right? It's just been a tight consolidation period. Probably reaccumulation, to be honest. And if we were to break above 788 billion, the high of March 11th, the next likely target would be 1.086 trillion. I'm getting this from using Fibonacci's. Now, taking the Fibonacci's off, we can go into Market Cipher. And I like to go on the higher time frame. 2-week is very interesting. I mean, for the pattern bros out here, you can pull up like a sort of consolidation pennant, kind of like this, if you would like. Pull in the measure move out, breakout to the upside, you're going to 919 billion. All right, cool. Keep that triangle there. Looks interesting. It's clear as day, you can see it, right? But the big thing here is market cipher. So as we can see here, market cipher money flow in the 2-week time frame is at negative 1.68. It's just about to turn positive. Money flow's coming in. VWAP is also at negative 3.58. It's going to turn positive soon. 2-week weekly stochastic is reset now at the bottom. Okay, market cipher B momentum waves could begin to print a green dot potentially when this VWAP and money flow start to turn green and positive. That would indicate, in my opinion, a nice breakout to the upside for total 3 market cap. It's been ranging for 98 days, about. So 3 months, a little over 3 months. Volatility has been building, and we can have volatility to the upside or downside. My bias is to the upside, considering the 2-week money flow and VWAP. Also, no 2-week bearish divergences. We can pull up EMAs. Consolidation above the 2-week 21 EMA. The 2-week 21 EMA is also pointed up as well. That's just more fuel to the bullish side. As long as this 21 EMA is pointed up, expect higher. We can look back in the past. Just follow that 21 EMA. That's going to stay with the trend. The trend is your friend until the very end. 21 EMA, 2-week, okay? As long as it's pointed up, stick with the trend. The trend is up. Why would you bet on bearish downside? With no significant confluence as well, such as bearish divergences or money flow coming out. Well, money flow's coming in and there's no bearish divergences. Just got to keep it simple. Look at it plain and simple. So guys, I'll leave it there with that. So far, no change really. All right, we've been ranging for 3 months, but in my opinion, it's been bullish consolidation. Volatility is building, and sooner rather than later, there's going to be a breakout. In my opinion, it'll be a breakout to the upside, and we're going to start another leg up. That could probably last a couple weeks, some weeks, maybe a month or two of upside, right? The bears will get caught off guard, even though it's been right in front of all of our faces. There's heavy confluence that bullish continuation will continue for the rest of this year, or at least a good part of this year, right? We got EMAs pointing up on higher time frame, money flow coming out from red to green on higher time frame, VWAP, no bearish divergences on higher time frame. I mean, in my book, that checks off all the bullish scenarios, right? So, with that being said, guys, thank you, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.